What is going on, everybody? I've got something for you today. I've got a speed test for a cell phone booster. I want to make sure that you see this and you see the whole thing all the way through. If you are wondering if one of these things work, I gotta tell you, it worked for me, and I want to prove it to you today. It's really changed the way that I've connected to the internet here, living out in the country. Just want to let you know a little bit about the conditions today. It's 33 degrees, it's cold, it's a little drizzly. I think knowing the conditions helps you realize, like, sometimes the signal is going to be better than other days. We've got no leaves on the tree. It's fall here, but I think in the summer, you know, with the leaves on the trees, things change a little bit too. And another thing about where I live, like, these trees are tall. I mean, they're like 70, 80 feet tall. So I know my outdoor antenna is only about 20 feet up, maybe 25 feet up. So that's just another factor that I have here at my house. All right, enjoy. I hope this is informative to you, and I hope it's helpful to you. And I hope you have a great day. So sit back, and here we go. So I'm inside. I'm outside of my the closet where I keep the indoor antenna. And let's see if we can flip this light on here. You know, and I just have it mounted right up in the corner there. Comes in from the basement, the wire comes in from the basement, and I have the indoor antenna right here. So let's run a speed test and then let's compare. I'm gonna bring up my speed test app right there. All right, let's see what it tells us about our speeds today. Hey, not too bad, 13, 14 megabits per second. That's actually pretty impressive. And that was download speed. Let's look at upload speed. It's always pretty slow, but as far as consuming content, you want that download speed to be pretty high. Upload speed, we got 1.3 megabits per second. Not the fastest, but still doable. Now let's turn off that booster and see what happens. All right, welcome to my basement. And this is where I keep the booster itself. All right, if you guys want to look at it, it's just right here. I just keep it on top of this sort of cabinet in the corner of my basement. And, you know, I've got it hooked up to this power strip. And that's the thing we're going to switch off right now. Then we're going to retest. Click. The booster is off. All right, let's go back upstairs and test how fast the internet is now. All right, let's bring it up again and go and connect. All right, it's taking a little while just to get a signal. Okay, nothing's happening. Well, that's interesting. Has anything happened? Nothing's happened. Oh, here we go. All right, it's barely registering anything. It's at okay. I'm just gonna start the test over. Here, let's try it again. Okay, we have something. I mean, this is pretty unusual. At least most of the time we get something. This is looking terrible. Nothing's coming up at all. Let's change the server. Let's go to Oxford, and we're gonna hit go. Hopefully we can get something better this time. Something at all, please. Something. Give me something to put on there. I don't want to put 0 or undefined, right? But it looks like nothing's happening at all. Huh. All right, follow me down into the basement here. And I just want to make sure that you guys see that I haven't really done anything. I've just hit that switch. I didn't really record this part before, but let me just get the whole thing in. So we've got the booster up there, and we've got the power strip here. I'm gonna hit the on button. All right, so now it's energized. Let's go back upstairs. Let's try it again. Because that was just ridiculous that we got no reading whatsoever from outside that spot. All right, back in the spot. Let's hit go. Let's see if we get something now. All right, interesting. We're just reading 2.2, 2.0. Huh, so it's not even as fast as it was before. I mean, a few minutes ago, it was just raging super fast. It was at 13 megabits per second. Now we're down to hanging around 2. And that's not very impressive at all. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to turn this off. Turn my cell phone off. And I'm going to start it back up again. I'm going to just hit restart. We're gonna hit go one more time, and I just want to do another test here because the data is just kind of all over the place today. So even with the booster on, it's really not. I mean, it's giving us something, but it wasn't that 13 megabits that we had before. I don't know what to tell you. Let's connect back to Oxford now. Alright, still about 1.5. Alright, 2 megabits per second. Alright, so I'm right outside. It's just a few minutes later. Look at the time up there. I think if you can see it, it's just been a couple minutes. I'm right outside the closet door again. I just ran a speed test in my kitchen and it was like off the charts. So I'm right outside the closet door to show you. What are we at? We're at 20.1 megabits per second. And that's pretty impressive. I mean, considering we just had barely a readout before. And even when I first flipped the booster on, it was only at like 1 or 2 megabits per second. So, you know, it's just a few minutes later and we're at 20.1 megabits per second. I mean, I can go through this all day, every day. I could just bring you with me. I mean, I don't know how to convince somebody that this thing is really a game changer. So I'm just, how about this? I'm in my kitchen now. I'm gonna hit this again. So we're kind of behind that indoor. We're behind that indoor antenna, and we're still getting like 12, 13 megabits per second here. I mean, come on, that's functional. I mean, that's decent internet. You're able to download some videos and you're able to see stuff. You're able to see, like, basically if you're watching this and you have bad internet, I mean, you're watching this on really low quality or you're watching it somewhere else besides your house. This booster has been boosting my signal for 2 years, and after I got it, I was just kicking myself. It's like, why did I not get it before? So, do I have to convince you? Yes. So I'm gonna come down here, we're gonna flip this bad boy off again, and, you know, it's just do a bunch of tests, Kohler. Here we go, flip that off. And I'm getting my exercise too, I'm getting my steps in, going up and down. I gotta talk to you guys about internet speeds and boosters. All right, let's do this again. Here we go. I'm gonna close down the app. Maybe that resets it. I don't know. I'm gonna start it up. Hit go. Check out that time, and let's see if anything happens at all. I mean, it's having trouble connecting. Here we go. I mean, years ago, I would just be, I couldn't even watch anything. You know those GIFs. You know, it's just like this repeating picture. I couldn't even watch that. Like, I couldn't even get those memes at all. Like, they wouldn't even download. They would take a minute or two to download. I'd be pulling my hair out. Amazon, any order on that would just take forever to open up. It was a sad state of affairs. All right, so that's not bad. Well, download is 1.18, 1 in 1800ths, right, of megabits per second. Upload, not impressive at all, at 0.01. All right, so let's just go down to the kitchen again, and this is kind of where I was when I started out. I'm gonna run the speed test again here. Yeah, I want to get the Christmas tree. There you go. So nothing's happening. It's having trouble. Not impressive at all. Can't even find a signal at all to start. All right, let's go outside. So the cell phone tower that's closest to me is straight, okay, I'm getting my socks wet. Cell phone tower that's closest to me is straight over that sort of garage type thing. It's on the top of a ski mountain over there. And look, so now we're getting a signal outside. It's almost 4 megabits. It's almost 4 megabits per second here, now that I've come outside. So, you know, if you live outside, maybe you're gonna get a stronger signal. We've got download of almost half a megabit per second here. I'm gonna reset this because I want to get this going, just being right outside without any interference from the walls or the windows or those metal screens that I have. And it's kind of raining and sleeting right now, but you know, I think it's pretty important that you guys kind of check out what's going on with this. And the difference that your cell signal is based on whether you're inside or whether you're outside, it's going to change. It's going to change a little bit. And so the download here outside is 3.73 megabits per second. Now I could turn on that booster, and that booster is actually going to boost the signal even outside my house. Should we try it? I think we should try it. I think we should try it. And I think it's important that I kind of take you along through this whole journey. So there's no like cuts, and you don't see like, you know, I'm cutting from here to there, trying to pull something on you. But it's just like a raw experiment. Flip this on. We've got a really messy bench over there, but you know, the booster's right here, and I'll take you out, and I have my antenna pointed, you know, to that. The outdoor antenna is pointed to that cell tower that's on that ski mountain over there. But even coming out. All right, 1 or 2 more tests, and I think we're gonna call it a wrap for today. Okay, we're outside. We're outside the indoor antenna. All right, so it's registering like almost 4, right? 4 megabits per second. It's climbing a little bit. 5. Got up to like 5.5 megabits per second. Upload speed, of course, not very impressive, but that's all right. I'm just gonna kill this test and start a new one. Now we're in the kitchen. Look at that. Like we're behind that indoor antenna, you know? Pretty impressive. I've got this TV in here that I like to hook my hotspot up to, and you know, we're able to download some stuff. All right, I'm gonna clear this here. Let's go back outside again. Now we're outside, and it's not warm at all. But now we're outside, and we got the speed booster on inside. We've got that indoor antenna. It's really doing its thing. I mean, that signal is coming out here too. And just so you know, the antenna is right up there. I don't know if you can see it on top of that pole. That's the outdoor antenna right there. I have that signal coming in right at that point. It's going down into my basement, splitting it up down there. All right, I hope this has been convincing, or at least it's been insightful. But you know, like I said in one of my previous videos, I wish I got this thing years and years and years ago. I mean, we don't have internet here in this town, and you know, it's really frustrating living in this modern world, right? Just to be able to not be able to be connected. And this booster for like 2 years now, or over 2 years now, has really enabled me and the people that live here to connect. So my provider to my cell phone service is AT&T Mobile. I mean, AT&T Wireless. But Verizon Wireless also works. It doesn't matter what carrier you're on, as long as you get some sort of signal, you know, that speed booster is gonna, or that cell phone booster is gonna boost that signal, and it's gonna change everything. Alrighty. All right, more on this later. Hope to do some more tests on a different day. Today's a little cloudy, like I said, 33 degrees. I'm gonna do a little research on the the ionosphere and how that affects things. I used to be a ham radio operator, and I know with those high frequency radio signals, the ionosphere really affects how the signal bounces around. But I think with cell phone signals, I think it's just it doesn't really go up. I think they more just go over where they're gonna need to go, and they just kind of bounce around until they get there. Anyway, I'll do a little research on that and see if, you know, if that's something that's gonna affect the signal too. So that's why I wanted to include the weather, the temperature, and I guess, you know, there's no sun out, but that's gonna affect the ionosphere too. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go out and get one of those cell boosters. It's gonna really change everything. Alrighty.